All right. Well, we are back though.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome. What is this? Episode 30. It should be like episode 50, but we've been off for so long. But episode 35 of the Where's Brunch podcast.
Hey, good evening.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good evening.
Depending on when you're listening to this.
Good afternoon. Whatever time you're listening to this. Welcome to the Where's Brunch podcast.
Oh, the sultry voice is back. Ooh. Yo. What did they say? Shiver me timbers?
Shiver me timbers. Well, as always, thank you for listening. And if you haven't done so already, please like, comment, follow, and subscribe. We're on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple, Amazon,
Google Podcasts,
all those things. And of course, you can follow us at Where's Brunch Podcast on YouTube, Instagram, and the TikTok.
We're not on Threads yet.
We're not on Threads.
Well, we'll talk about Threads.
Do we need to thread? Does the podcast need to thread? I don't think the podcast needs to thread. If we thread,
I think just point them.
Right. I thought about it.
Yeah,
because it gave me the option to start the account, and I was like,
I don't know. Maybe we'll just do it just to have it, just to own it at least.
I guess.
Maybe we should do that. We probably should do that before this airs, so we don't have some kind of smart ass listening to the podcast.
Who takes it and then tries to charge us for it?
And try to charge us for it.
What's his name, dude? We doing that?
Yo, what'd you make us?
So today's wine segment is brought to you by Sangria.
Hey.
I decided that we have some bottles of wine in the fridge and on the counter that we aren't particularly fans of. Mm-hmm. So the best way to utilize wine that you aren't really crazy about, other than cooking it or dumping it, which is alcohol abuse, you can make a sangria. So it's a blend of Pinot Grigio, Zinfandel. I have frozen fruit, which was pineapples and strawberries in there. I also use a little spice by way of cinnamon sticks.
Oh.
A couple of lime wheels for more citrus in the drink, just to make it more old style of sangria.
Okay.
All right. And I top it with a floater of bubbly so that it has a little fizz. I like my sangria to have fizz.
I see a strawberry in there. I see some lime slices in there. Some other stuff in there too, right?
Yes, that's all in
let's
there.
Let's see what you're hitting for. This is
my at-home sangria.
Just 3 minutes ago, she said, I hope it tastes good. Oh, shit.
I haven't done it in a while.
We're still talking about the drink?
Go ahead, drink it. Go ahead, take
Ew.
a sip. Oh, goodness.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's good. Yeah, I like that. Like that?
Yeah.
It's good, right?
Yeah, I love a good sangria.
It's good. It's really good.
You can really just chill out with sangria. You can ice it up, or the best way, of course, is frozen fruit, because then it just keeps the drink cold, and you get the fruit flavors, and you're not watering your drink down.
This is your wine education segment.
Yes.
Brought to you by Chick on the Scene. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
How are you?
I feel good. You know what? Today was a lazy day, and I am A-okay with a lazy day.
It really, really was.
You know how sometimes you're just like, you know what? I really don't feel like doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like going out there. I mean, I have to go out to walk, you know who.
Mm-hmm.
And the neighborhood has enough going on in it right here. If I want some coffee, I can go downstairs. I got a couple of options. If I want some food, I can go downstairs. I got a couple of options, so we can eat here.
I mean, by today's societal standards, you don't even have to take your pajamas off to go to get coffee.
Oh my jeez. I don't know what's up with that, but I would feel so like flabbergasted. First of all, I need to have on a good bra. I can't be out here in these streets going downstairs with improper foundations on. I need to have, cover the girls.
Yeah, we on this. If you can do that. If you guys listening or watching, let us know if this sounds a little different, but even if it does, it's just temporary. We are in transition in this room. So we took the carpet. I took the carpet out. I hated the carpet.
I was fine.
It was super shaggy. It was a dog hair trap. You can drop a peanut or a snack and it would disappear in that carpet if you weren't quick enough.
But Beans will find it.
It was disgusting. It killed our vacuum because it's so shaggy. We are remodeling this room, so we have different things going on now. We have a grass wall in here now.
Yes, sounds very crisp in here though.
It's a little crisp because there's no carpet. That carpet really filled a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all might get the microphones might be sophisticated enough to cut that out. You can definitely hear Beans' nails on the floor.
And they've been properly groomed. He got groomed not too long ago.
He's still there. So,
yeah.
so just bear with us, man. Hopefully it still sounds really good.
I think we sound great. WKRP in Cincinnati.
So we've been gone, y'all. We haven't had a pod in 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
And due to family. Family's been visiting.
We've had family visit, and we've gone to visit family. And it's been quite a whirlwind of fun and busyness and food and travel and all that kind of stuff.
I think it started off with Kennedy coming down here first, right? She was here first.
She always here.
Kennedy low-key want to move in with us.
Kennedy want to move in hard, okay? Real bad, okay? Kennedy, my youngest daughter, who is going to be a junior at back in the fall. I shouldn't give that much information, should I? Okay, well, whatever.
No. I can beat that out.
Yeah, she came on like, I don't know, when did she come over? Because she left before your parents got here.
Yeah, she was here first. But she was just hanging out, right?
Yeah, she was just gonna hang out
for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then she went back, she went to her dad's and everything. And then next up was my parents.
Yes.
As you said. No, right before that, my sister was in town.
Oh, right. Sharita was in town. That's right. We had really been doing it up with family.
Yes.
We had totally been doing it up with family.
Yes. So Sharita and Rick were in town, and we had dinner with them. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Family.
We had a good dinner, okay?
Yeah.
That was so good.
We went up to we hit an unconventional diner.
Yes, unconventional diner. Shout out to them. They'll always
Michelin restaurant.
Have a special place in my heart for reasons we won't mention.
Oh yes, yes.
Good food. Listen, they got these chicken pie poppers.
Oh
okay?
Lord.
Listen, if I could have a box of those delivered here, I would eat them every day.
Every day.
Chicken pot pie poppers. Just think of the size of a tater tot, but it's filled with chicken, peas, a little bit of gravy, and corn, or no, peas, chicken, gravy, and a carrot. It felt like
in like a little bowl of just crispiness.
Yes, a whole bowl of these things. Unbelievable, hands down.
You eat one, and how Khaled said it.
Ooh.
The problem is this. I can eat like 5 of these back to back. No, on everything I love. I just got rid of 13 pounds.
No, this is not the right time.
No, I know it's all right.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Yo.
Oh my goodness, they were so good. Like as soon as we got
delicious.
there, the first thing I thought was, they got those pie poppers. I need that again.
Yeah, now I've forgotten about them.
And I did.
All right, listen, this is not a restaurant review.
Okay.
But yes, it's all legit though.
Yes. So that was Thursday.
Yeah,
right? That was Thursday night. We went out with them.
That was Thursday, and then the parents came in on Saturday.
Yep.
Was that Thursday? That was Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah. The parents came in on Saturday for the 4th of July weekend and into the week. And so then we started doing that thing. And my boy Joe has a Airbnb right here in the building.
Yeah.
So the parents were able to stay right here in the building. That was really good.
That was really convenient.
Really convenient.
So easy. Mm-hmm. And we were able to like hang out. And when they was ready to dip out and go on back to their room, they was like, all right, see y'all later.
Y'all know them old folks be going to bed at like 7:30.
And they be up. They be up early too.
Trina,
you gotta get ready.
Let's tell the people about look, man.
Breakfast.
I wake up at like, I don't know, I might wake up and really look at my phone maybe like 8:20 or so. Like, sometimes I wake up and I don't just pick up my phone immediately.
Right.
And they done called me. They done called, they done texted.
Now here's the thing. For me, I knew that first morning, I was like, I know that they're gonna wake up.
Yeah,
early, so
you
I'm gonna
did.
get up
You
and
did,
I'm gonna
yo.
start cooking breakfast early.
Yes.
Way earlier than we normally eat. I was in there. I made sweet potato pancakes. I made hash browns.
scratch.
Yes, I did make sweet potato pancakes from scratch. That is my thing. And they are gluten free. They're amazing. And bacon. Oh, no, we did chicken sausage.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
And we did hash browns. And that was it. And it was a great breakfast. Your dad really loved it.
He loved it.
I
did too.
You did too. I mean, they were great.
They were really good.
I
Really
have
good.
mastered making my sweet potato pancakes in the cast iron skillet. Hello, holler at your girl. You do a little butter in the pan and a little oil in the pan so you can get the crispy edges in the pan.
If you really want to get fancy,
Yes.
like you did that time, you can go get a Japanese yam. Wasn't it Japanese yam?
The Japanese sweet potato is a totally different. It's extra pink. The skin is extra purple, but I can only get it from Amazon Fresh.
That was delicious.
Those were extra sweet. That's
know,
like
that-
a thing. And I don't even use like a whole sweet potato. I use like a half.
Yeah.
A half of a sweet potato mixed in with the gluten-free flour. It really
Yo, you
is.
giving up the recipes today. You got the sangria. Now we got the sweet
Oh.
potato. I ain't mad at it. It's good.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what
I'm
I'm
trying
saying?
to help the people.
Very
'cause, you know,
informative.
everybody doesn't, know.
This is a very informative podcast.
Hello. This is how we do it here.
Yeah, it is, yo. Listen, we can start running down all the food so far this weekend, but maybe we'll get there later. You crushed that breakfast for the family.
Thank you.
I was really
happy
excited
to
about
do that. You woke up and you were like,
I woke up for the first time since I was maybe 17. I woke up to the smell of food in the house. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, she's already out there cooking. And you made a very valid point. You knew that these old folks was gonna be up at 5:30, ready to eat breakfast by 7.
yes, I knew they were going to be up. Like my body told me when we went to bed the night before, you got to get up.
The body, baby.
Okay. Well, all right. So I hopped up and that's what we did. And I was really glad because by the time they came up and everything, the food was done.
Food was done, yo.
All we had to do.
They were
was
starving.
plates.
They were about to pass out.
They had been up, probably walked around the building and everything waiting on us.
Oh man, so that was dope. That was a great time. We had a nice cookout. There was a potato salad there.
Yes, there was, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what I'm saying? My mom made a potato
Mom
salad.
made potato salad.
You know
Yes, she
what I'm saying?
did.
My mac and cheese, top
Hold
5 dead or
on.
alive.
The avocado corn salad was a hit.
It was
ladies
a
and
hit.
gentlemen.
They crushed
Just so
it.
you know, it was gone. There was none left. The salmon on the cedar planks
Gone. We really did a good job as far as how much we made. You know, with how many people that was gonna show up.
Yeah,
Because we
believe so.
barely had anything left.
barely the jerk wings, the jerk chicken, and the regular chicken gone.
They even, because every now and then you might burn a couple of joints a little bit more. Like I like to burn at the
Yeah.
cookout. I had a couple of jerk wings that really went kind of crazy on one part of the grill. They crushed them joints.
Yeah.
They wasn't worried about that burn.
like that.
Yeah,
Burn
they
is
crushed
good.
it.
The spicy beef sausage gone.
Oh my God, forget about it.
Gone. And shout out to Trader Joe's for the split top hot dog buttons.
Yes.
Okay, we saw those just on a whim when we walked in, and I grabbed them.
We had already bought
We
buns.
had already bought buns, but I seen them and I was like, no, we gotta take those. We gotta take those. We gotta take those.
The cookout was a huge success.
Yes, it even rained, but because we got out early enough and started cooking at 1:00,
And we cooked out on the 3rd and
on
not the
third
4th.
and not the 4th,
Holla at your boy.
it was great.
Yeah, we got that one right.
We got it right because after we finished cooking and the rain started, we moved,
Couple drops.
Yeah, we moved right inside, and then the downpour came, and there were people out there trying to grill, and
Yeah.
it was a wrap.
It was
And then when we came out on the 4th, there were a lot of people out.
A ton of people out there.
Everybody was on the rooftop on the 4th. There were different families and different factions. There
You
was
don't want to
one,
compete with that.
yeah, there was one group that had like a whole bar out, glass,
did it.
stained
They
with
did.
Campari. They
Yeah.
had champagne,
Vermouth.
They had everything, like a whole bar set up on a high top
Bitters.
table. They had everything. I was like, well, we need to talk this down. They are doing it. But no, we had a great time Wednesday. And so shout out to Tia for bringing the sweet potato cake.
Oh, that cake was delicious.
Because we was killing it.
Yeah, we crushed that.
We were killing it. We had a good time. I
A
thought
great
it was
time.
a great turnout. The kids, Taj and Kennedy were there.
Yes, Taj came down from Brooklyn.
Yep.
He caught the train down that morning
Yep.
and caught the train back that evening. So I appreciate him for that. You know what I'm saying? That was dope. Kennedy made it.
Kennedy made
She
it.
came back through.
She came back just from working at school. She came back the day before. She hung out with us.
Shout out to Jordan. She couldn't make it.
Yeah, she wanted
She already had plans and stuff.
Yeah, she already had plans, but that was a good time.
But look, I think this is worth an isolate. You know, in basketball, when somebody's hot, you know, run the ISO play so they can just have one-on-one against somebody.
Okay.
We're gonna ISO you right now
Ooh.
to explain how gangster Lidl is.
If you've never shopped at Lidl before, it is my my secret weapon. Whenever I have events or whenever I'm buying in bulk, especially if the girls are home or whatever, I would just go to Lidl and get everything from produce. There are certain things like I like plantains. You can get fresh mangoes. You can get some international fruits there that you might not necessarily be able to get at other places, and really cheap.
Yeah.
The food is cheap. There's Lidl brands. They sell some of the major brands as well. But you can just get like everything you need, like cheese. It'll be the Lidl cheese, but honey, it's cheaper than paying Safeway, Giant.
It's still
Wegmans.
cheese.
It's still cheese. It's still top line. They have organic stuff there. They have everything. Anything you need. The bulk trays of meats. They have it all.
Listen, son.
You can get everything you need there and a quarter of the price that you're paying at the major grocery chains.
As many of you probably know, I'm a military vet. And so I'm not used to, it's been a long time now, but I got used to commissary prices. Lidl is commissary. They're competing with the commissary, yo. Mm-hmm. Like the amount of stuff that we got for that cookout, when they ring that up, I was ready to go online and buy a pair of sneakers. I got a budget, but you know what I'm saying? I budgeted out. Like maybe I budgeted out like $250 or something like that. Like
Twice
I thought I was
the
going
amount.
twice the amount.
Because he was looking like, wait, what? Well, how much was this? And I'm like, yeah, but I had a coupon and we can't use the coupon because it's for next week. And I was mad because we couldn't use the coupon.
I'm a believer.
Yeah, but Lidl is the spot, and they have an amazing bakery section as well.
Yeah, you did point that out to me. Like,
Fresh.
you want to go get something?
Because I was ready to get some stuff for the parents, like, you know, some fresh croissants. They
I
have
just didn't know what they
chocolate-filled croissants. They have
Yeah.
hazelnut. They have fresh focaccia that they make there. They have so many breads that are just right there. As soon as you walk in, little mini cookies, chocolate chip cookies, all kinds of stuff. Because it's a German or Swedish based. I think it's a German.
The Lidl sounds German.
I think it's German based, but they do an excellent job on the bakery items. And if you look around, you can even find some gluten-free stuff in there. Their spice section is on point. You can get spices for half the price that you would pay for, say, a McCormick. And then they have special, like, large blends of lemon pepper, garlic salt, peppercorn, dry rubs. Because I'm a spice person.
RG, pull up, L, pull up. It's
So
real though. It's real.
That's Lidl. You'll be in there like, wait, they got this too?
Yo, it was crazy. So
We have barbecue sauces, new sauces.
yeah, we got some new stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
We got some Alabama white.
Yes.
But and the avocado barbecue sauce is really good. So yes, so that preceded the cookout, of course. So cookout was great, and boom, then the parents rolled out.
Don't forget, we did go to the casino with the parents on the 4th.
We did go to the casino.
Yeah, we hung
My
out.
mom liked to gamble a couple times. She liked the slot machine.
Yeah.
So
that
she
was
had
fun.
she loved that.
Yes,
She loved that. Even though she lost her little bit of money.
Yeah, it was fun though.
It was fun.
We had a good time. So they left.
They left, and then shortly after that,
They left on Wednesday.
they
right?
left on Wednesday.
And
right?
then on Saturday morning, we were up and driving to New York.
Oh yeah, we had to go up top.
Mm-hmm.
We went up to for your grandmother's 85th birthday. Hey, I finally met Mickey.
You met Grandma Mickey.
Grandma Mickey, she is so dope.
She's so funny.
I love her.
My grandmother is everything. She is hilarious. I am her first grandchild. I'm the oldest of the grandkids. I'm the favorite.
And I'm about to say, and her favorite, right?
And the favorite. If you ask my other cousin, he'll try to say that's him, but it's really me.
If he's listening, he will hear you say that, and he'll respond.
And Reggie, you already know the deal. Okay. So we drove up. We got up in the morning about 8 a.m. Got Kennedy in the car, snoring in the back.
Yeah, so Kennedy came back the day before.
Kennedy came back on Friday.
Yep.
Saturday morning, we popped it up to New York. So the plan was pick up Jordan from Harlem and then drive out to Long Island where the cookout is going to be. And that pretty much is what happened. We had no traffic, no problems, all the way up through.
You drove the whole time?
I drove the whole way. Let me tell y'all something. City driving.
Well,
I am not built for all that stress and all that traffic.
I call bullshit.
Why?
As soon as we got into New York City, Little Miss over here. Yo, what you doing? Yo, what? Get out the way! Yo, what's going on? What's wrong with you?
Did I?
Yo, you was yelling at I was sitting in the passenger side like. At least it's just in the car. She's not like rolling the window down or like pulling up on people, grimacing at them and looking at me like she wanted to scrap. But I'm like, yeah, I understand it. The city possesses you.
It does.
It possesses you.
And you gotta move. Like you gotta move or you're stuck somewhere.
Yeah, if you don't, know what? It possesses you if you're from that element. If you're not from that element, it'll just swallow you whole and spit you out. But for us going back, I'm from upstate and whatnot, but I spent a lot of time in New York City.
Yeah.
So when I go into the city, I spent a lot of time, more time in Brooklyn. But when I go into the city, I adapt. And you adapted immediately.
That's where I learned how to drive.
Talk about, I don't know how to quit. Yes, you are.
Well, it just
So you
was
did
a
great.
lot for me. So the other version of me came out for that. Apparently.
Yeah, there you go.
And we were like stuck on the Cross Island Parkway. Then we had to get on that Long Island Expressway. But we made it there. We made it. It was so great. This was probably the first time that my grandmother had all 5 of her kids present.
Hold up, son. From Harlem to Long Island
Was
a nightmare traffic-wise.
That's the Cross Island to Long Island Expressway. It was a nightmare.
It was a nightmare.
It was horrible.
It took forever to get out there.
It was like bumper to bumper to bumper.
The entire time.
The entire time we were barely moving, just trying to move around to get down to where the cookout was. But we made it. She was so excited. And like I said, this is the first time she had all 5 of her kids together since my grandfather's funeral in 2008. Wow. When her husband passed away. That's the last time.
Shout out to the family, man. They made it happen. That's good.
They did. They really did. They really put all beefs, all drama, and came together to celebrate grandma. And it was so good. Even my big head cousin came all the way from Seattle, and we made it. And I brought her great grandchildren. Yeah. So my girls were there and they got to spend time.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was dope, man.
I
had a great time meeting your family.
Yeah, and you don't get many elders that make it that far that are
to see great grandkids and stuff.
She's coherent. She's walking around.
Listen.
She's annoyed.
She's up there dancing. She's so thin.
Yes, skinny
and fit, and she was happy. She was chilling. It's not like your typical 85-year-old who could be in a nursing home or something like that. And then listen, not to offend anybody because I've been there with my grandparents, but she is doing her thing.
She is. She's taking care of herself. She has taken care of everybody from her husband when my grandfather passed to her siblings who have also passed away. And she's still fine about her wits and cracking jokes and talk about all of us. And
yeah, she's cracking jokes on some of y'all. I don't know. Me and her had a private conversation, and she said a couple things about the family members.
Listen, when you get to that point, when you get to that age, you can do that.
What you gonna tell me?
Exactly. You can do that.
What you gonna tell me?
Yes. What you
know
gonna
what
say?
I mean? So she's hilarious, but she's
She is
very funny.
funny.
So yeah, I was happy to be a part of that. I appreciate that. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you.
Including me in that.
And I got to take
I met
you.
all your aunts and uncles.
Yeah, you
cousins.
met cousins, aunts, uncles. Shout out to the family who let us know that they listen and that they
Shout out
see.
to y'all, yo. Y'all are rare. Y'all rare, yo.
Like as soon as we walked up, they were looking for him. Like, where's the whiskey dude?
Yo.
They were like, we watch. Y'all got the podcast. Y'all got the. And I was just like, oh, you watch?
Mm-hmm. They watching the fitness thing, and even though we ain't been on our fitness really hard, different things. Kind of got back then,
Yeah.
but they watching.
They are watching.
They're watching, so
Shout out
I
to
really
family.
appreciate that, yo.
Shout out to all my cousins who let me know that they watching,
Mm-hmm.
and my great cousins and aunts and everybody. There were so many people there. There were people who showed up who were from my grandmother's neighborhood, her old neighbors from back in the day, Miss Rosemary. And just people that I remember their houses and looking out. I know who such and such. Next door neighbor, Tanya, she came. Like, and then all my grandmother's nieces and nephews who were there, who are my cousins. It was so great to just see so many people. My sisters were there.
Your sisters, both of them was there.
Both of my sisters were there. My brother was not there, but my sisters were there.
Shout out to Bree and shout out to Diamond.
Yeah, shout out to my sisters.
Hey,
Yeah.
I love to see the family.
And
together.
my mom came.
Yeah, she did. Shout out to Mom, dude. She came
My
down for
mom
our,
came.
She came down here for us to get married too.
Yes, she came
makes it
because my family is essentially her family too. While it's my dad's side, she grew up with all of my dad's.
I can tell when she got there, it was like everybody was so happy to see her.
Exactly.
That's dope.
That's, and just so many childhood memories and things of things. And I got to take you to Amityville.
So we drove around Amityville. So what I quickly found out is that it's basically Rochester. Like, it's a city, but it's a very small city.
It's a lazy beach town.
That's even
That's a
smaller.
lazy town.
Like, Amityville itself is even smaller. Of course, it's smaller than Rochester. But the vibe in Long Island is like, you don't even feel like you're anywhere near the city. For me, going there.
not.
You know what I mean?
You're not.
It was like, whoa, this is detached from the city itself.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we got to go see the Amityville House of Horror.
Amityville Horror House.
Horror House,
I
yo.
took you to my
Horror,
house.
not horror.
Yeah.
Horror.
I took you to my house where I grew up.
Yes, you took me to your block. You know what I'm saying? Showed me all the houses and stuff. I saw your house that you grew up in.
Saw you the house I grew up in. I showed you my
Your
junior high.
schools. Yeah.
Showed you junior high school. We also saw my secondary, middle kind of. I don't even know how to call it. I just went to like first and kindergarten and first I went to one school. Second and third I went to another school, and fourth and fifth we went to another school. And they just broke it up like that. But
crazy.
we drove into Amityville Village on the way to the horror house. And I just showed them, like, I went to that school too. And I was trying to explain, like, how they broke it up. And it was just weird. We went to Amity Harbor. We went to the horror house. And I got to show you Amityville High School, which I would have gone to had I not moved.
Right.
So you got to see everything.
All that.
You
Dope.
get to see the whole town. I just didn't take you to the mall because apparently it's decommissioned. The mall is shut down.
Sounds like Rochester.
My aunt said the mall is not there anymore, and I didn't take you to the Pathmark or the grocery store, but I think the Pathmark isn't there anymore.
Good old Pathmark,
Might
man.
be King Cullen. Maybe King Cullen is still there. I don't know.
It's all good. Yeah, we got to see a lot. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I was happy to participate in that.
And I think the girls they told me they had a good time.
Yeah, they seem like they had a good time. You know what I'm
had
saying? They even
fun.
seem like they enjoyed you driving us around Amityville and showing us. They seem like they enjoyed that too.
Yeah.
It was really like I enjoyed your joy in that. You know what I'm saying?
It
So
felt
that was
really
dope.
good.
Yeah,
There was
good.
a lot of memories that came back for me of my childhood and just the street, and like me showing y'all like where my house was and how I had to walk to junior high school.
Yep.
Way up the
So
street.
check it out. Like, and I relate to that because my house to my high school, I used to have to walk to my high school. You had to be over a mile out for them to give you a bus. So I had friends that lived around the corner from me that caught the bus.
Ain't that a mess?
That I had to walk. I had to walk.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Those winters are brutal.
Heck
But
yeah.
so I related to that when you said that. But
And it really snowed. Like back then, it
Yeah,
really
back then,
did snow.
yeah.
You know?
It's different.
So it was great. And then we took the girls back to Harlem, and they had sister time.
We barely stopped the car to kick them out and get ours alone time.
We had some city time.
We had some city time. We
had
got
some
back to the
city
city,
time.
washed up. We were exhausted, washed up, got dressed, and went right back out to the streets.
We were drained. Okay. We was damn tired, but we was damn sure we were gonna get a little city nightlife in. Okay.
And we found a nice adult rooftop situation, right?
It was.
Which is so funny in the city because what you look at as a dope rooftop situation in the city is just a starting point to start the night.
Yeah.
You saw a lot of people just came in, got a drink real quick, talk, and then
dipped.
rolled out.
They was going
We was
somewhere
like, this is it for us. We going to bed after this.
We going to bed. Okay. We tired.
You know what I'm saying? So
real tired.
we did that, and then the next morning we went and got Kennedy from Jordan's in Harlem, and then I drove the way back.
Yeah. And I got my favorite everything bagel from Jordan's the coffee place downstairs from her building.
Yeah, I didn't get my usual bagel with pastrami and stuff on it. I got a gentrified bagel with turkey sausage and egg and cheese. And it was good, but it was gentrified for sure.
Hey.
But you know what I'm saying? If I would have ate that, if I would have found a real Jewish deli in the city, we wouldn't have left until noon. Cause you eat that. Whew, sorry to get on the road after that.
Yeah, and we had to get back and get our furry 4-legged friend back from his sitter. So, you know.
Yes, your dog.
Our dog.
I'm
Yes.
trying to pawn him off for y'all. So yeah, we got back and dropped Kennedy off. Boom, and then a few days later, Kennedy's back. Jordan came down.
Oh yeah.
Because we had the Erykah Badu concert that Jordan got you tickets for Mother's Day. Shout out.
Hey,
Jordan, you know what
the
I'm saying?
Unfollow Me tour.
Yeah.
I'm officially wearing the t-shirt right now. Concert merch from Ibadu. That I forgot about that. So yeah, so then Jordan comes back down on Wednesday.
She comes down on Wednesday.
And Kennedy, we get Kennedy, she comes on Thursday.
Yup.
And the concert is Thursday night in DC. And we literally got there. We're standing there. The tour buses are right on the side of us.
Yeah. That was crazy.
And we're walking up, and I was like, "Oh, aren't these the tour buses for the artists?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's probably." And as we're walking to the Capitol gate to go into the concert hall, little Miss Erykah Badu walks past us.
Yup, with her hoodie over her head.
With her hoodie over her head, braids down to her ankles.
Yup.
And I'm like, Badu.
Yeah, and y'all went crazy.
And we're like, oh my God. And the girls are like, did she just walk past us?
And she walked up like a ramp that had like railings on both sides.
Yeah.
I think she kind of gestured to y'all.
Yeah.
Because she put her hands out.
Yes.
When y'all said something, she put her hands out.
And kept walking.
And kept walking or whatever. So I was like, that was
Listen.
dope. You know what I'm saying? Because it would have been a big deal if everybody would have noticed.
Yeah, if everybody would have seen it, everybody would have been trying to take a selfie. But she was definitely moving through DC streets like a regular person. No security, no nothing, walking. But she was going to the ticket booth because she did that live that says she needed 10
Tyrones, yo.
to come, and she was going to give them tickets to the show. And she brought the 10 Tyrones on the stage
She
at
sure
the
did.
end.
She sure did.
For them, their cousin and them, their friend and them.
Yeah.
She brought them all on the stage.
That was dope.
And
that
it
was
was
dope.
really, really great. I mean,
Shout out to Erykah Badu. We love you.
absolutely.
Period. We love Erykah. We play her so much in this house.
We do. And shout out to my kids.
Hey, more applause. You know what I'm saying?
Can I say how much joy it brought me? Because when I think about how many albums that she's put out and how many of those albums I've played on repeat in front of these kids their entire lives, that they were able to enjoy the concert with me and sing all of the songs. They
Yeah.
knew all the lyrics.
Yeah,
and I
that's
was just
crushing
like,
it.
oh my gosh, this album is before they were born. And they know the words.
But
Like,
check it though, like, and it's a common thing apparently, because when she said, "Where my she said with 50s babies," right? It
50s
was kind of like
babies, yeah.
applause. She went up 70s. It was us. We was like, hey, it was cool. 80s went berserk.
yes.
The 80s babies went berserk, and then the 90s babies was even louder. So these young kids, we're parents, y'all doing a good job with the
Amen.
kids and letting them know what the music is all about.
Amen. Because my kids are from the 2000s and they know that music.
They went
hard.
crazy. They went
Okay.
crazy.
It was so great. It was so good. And that place was packed.
Yeah, it was packed. It was packed. She said DC was the highest selling venue so far on the tour.
I believe it. Because
Yeah, I
all the
believe it too.
rows, by the time she came out, the stadium was completely packed.
Look, we know DC has been gentrified, but we still out here. We
Yeah.
scattered around. We'll still come together.
And we'll come together for something
come
like
together.
this. She done have no new album out, and everybody was there rocking out and enjoying it.
Junkyard Band opened, right?
Yes, Junkyard Band
opened. That was dope. You know, I mean, I'm not the biggest go-go guy, but I do have my songs.
Right.
So they was rocking it out.
They rocked it out, and she
rocked
brought them
out.
back out.
Yup. And
Had
then
us do sardines twice.
Yasin Bey was there,
Yes.
and we felt kind of lukewarm about Yasin.
Now I love
Yasin's,
me some
performance.
Mos Def.
Me too.
And I love Yasin Bey. I understand, but I felt like he performed. We wanted to hear the hits. And
Yeah.
I felt like he was having a creative release.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah, he
just
was,
came on the
yo.
stage and he was going to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And either y'all going to deal with it or y'all just not. Because that's what he was there for.
I understand the dynamic. I understand, getting the check, right? And
Yes.
not having to spread that money across like a whole band. I
Mm-hmm.
get that. So it was just him and the DJ. So they had Erica's set was already up there, and they just
Yes,
covered everything with
covered
black.
everything.
You know what I'm saying? Tarps, whatever. And then he had a little DJ that pulled his little situation out in one little corner,
Yes.
and he kind of just hovered around that corner. And all right, cool. I've seen Mos Def with a band before at Kennedy Center, so I was like, that would have been dope.
Yeah.
But I get it. And then he was doing songs. He did a bunch of songs that people just they weren't really vibing to it. We was rocking with them.
Because we knew.
We knew the songs.
Yeah. But my kids were like, what is he talking about?
But when he get to the joints, like Miss Fat Booty, he started off Miss Fat Booty with the beat. No, he started the sample off.
The
Then he went
sample.
somewhere completely different with the beat.
A totally different song he performed over Miss Fat Booty.
Yeah.
A different track. And I was like,
Well, he performed Miss Fat Booty over a completely different song.
yes.
And it's like we weren't even familiar with the beat that he was using. So it was like he we still love him.
I'm mad because if it would have been Toby, I would have been rocking out if it was Toby because Toby joined the tour.
I know. He just didn't come to
Yeah,
DC
he just
though.
didn't come to DC. If Toby would have came to DC, let me tell you, oh my goodness, I would have been losing it because I know all his songs.
So you said you've seen some responses from friends and people on social media that said they don't really rock with Erica's shows because she be late.
Yes.
And we are thinking that she may have been late because she clearly was there. We saw her.
There. We saw her.
But the start of her set was like a 15-minute intro of the band just rocking.
9:33 to 9:57.
Oh, so it was 25 minutes
We were
pretty much.
waiting for her to come to the stage. And I feel like we were robbed of some songs.
Yes,
Because of how long it took her to
some
come
criticism
out.
there, yep.
Yeah, I will say that because DC, I guess, is real strict about the lights.
11 o'clock, it was a wrap.
Get the hell out. That you're not staying no longer. We didn't get an encore. We didn't get, there was
Lights came on.
The lights totally came on. And I was like, what?
Yep.
She didn't do this song. What? We only tapped into like 2 albums.
Yep.
Because the last time I saw her in concert, New America Part 2 was out.
Right.
So you figure she had 2 more albums after that.
After that, yeah. Listen, but at the end of the day, her voice is just still amazing, yo.
And she said in a song, 56. She is 56 years
56.
old out
Yep.
here, rocking all the way out. Okay, and it was like, man, the song is called "It's All Me" or "It's Me."
Yeah.
And that song, when she originally recorded it, she was 36.
That's the joint.
So
I love
was
that song too.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
been that many
It's nuts.
years.
It's nuts.
That is insane.
Yeah, she's so good at what she does. She came out with all this clothing and garb on the hat with the huge top, the Yosemite Sam type of joint,
Yes.
and she ended up stripping down throughout the set.
Each
You know what I'm saying?
segment, she
Taking
took
stuff off,
something
taking stuff off, and then at
Yes.
some point she had her booty out.
Her ass is up. That was like boy shorts and a little furry thing.
Some
Yeah,
30
fur-
things on the bottom of
fur
her
thing
leg.
on
That
the
was
bottom
it.
of her leg. But there was the original outfit that she came out to was homage to an African tribe. I can't think of the name. It might be Congo.
Erica, what tribe was that, man?
Yeah, that
Talk to
was
us.
dope. It was dope that she did that. And then she had a segment where she had a drummer and she danced to the drummer.
Yeah, she crushed that.
That was
I enjoyed that.
amazing.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
you know
it
what I'm
was
saying?
great.
I enjoyed that. And I even enjoyed the Junkyard Band piece when they came back out to perform
Yeah.
with her. But like I said to you, in hindsight, it's like, well, dang, that took up space. And then she did Tyrone after that, I believe. And then that was it.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, we could have done some other joints. But, you
Yeah.
know, shout out to Erica, man.
It was great.
It's Erica Badu, baby.
I loved it. I had a good time. It brought me pure joy and happiness. She is one of my favorite artists, if not the favorite artist, R&B of our generation, of our time. So, and I own all of her music, and I will always kick and scream to go see her. So my kids knew what they were doing when they got me that for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
absolutely
she
did.
did. Jordan did a great job
Great
with that. And
job.
Kennedy, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Shout out to them.
yes.
And thanks for including me in that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had to pay for it, but you know. Good seats too.
And good seats.
Good seats. Good seats. Good job.
It was, I mean, I had such a good time. I was singing, I was dancing, I was in my own world. I was having a blast. A complete blast. It was great.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, dear.
Have you ever fake left on someone?
Fake left on someone?
You know what that means? No. So, can I give an example?
Yeah.
And maybe you have a relatable story that maybe not the exact thing, but something similar. So I remember back when I was dating, I had somebody at my house or whatever, and I was ready for them to leave.
Oh.
Right? And they were not ready to leave. So I lied. I said that I had to go pick up my son or some kind of story, right? So they got their stuff together. I got dressed. They walked out. We walked out together. She got in her car. I got in my car. She pulled out the parking lot. I'm right behind her. She goes straight. I turned, did a U-turn, and came right back home. And put my sweats back on. Got back on the couch.
You ain't like that girl.
You know what it means. We didn't even tap into the fact that after all that family, we was ready to be alone.
Oh.
As much as we love everyone, don't take this
Yes.
personally, guys. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, yo, I really. So I guess maybe the better question, a broader question is: have you ever been in a situation where you were around someone and you didn't want to be around them anymore? And how did you navigate?
I'd be like, all right, we about to go.
Straight
man, we about to go. Like I told my family at the cookout, I was like, I love y'all, but I'm about to go. And my mom was like, she was like, okay, well, I'm staying. I'm having a good time. I was like, have a good time. We about to go. I have been on the road all day. I have been driving through these city streets.
So
We about to go.
You trying to tell me I did too much? I didn't have to do all that. I could have just been straight up and said, "Hey, how do you tell somebody?" Just
Well, I mean, I think like because I don't want to hurt people's feelings.
right. You
I
just
think
lie to them.
I've had friends show up at my apartment for us to leave and go somewhere, like we was going somewhere, and that wasn't the case. We really wasn't leaving to go nowhere. We was just gonna sit on the couch and drink wine.
Wait a minute. So you had somebody there,
Yeah,
and then you had them come over.
I had people come over. I sent a text like, Come.
So it's the same kind of thing, then.
Yeah, you do it. Sometimes you gotta do it.
But you didn't physically.
Yeah, I ain't even leave.
You didn't physically leave.
No, once that person left, I pulled out the wine and we started drinking. Was
Yeah,
like,
I just had her.
I'm glad he gone. Glad he gone because I think he was staying. He thought he was gonna get some or something. He needed to go.
That is fantastic, yo.
Yeah. Send the text. You gotta send the bat signal out sometimes for help.
Send it out.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Get on, girl. Come over
Oh
here.
man, those are good friends. That's a good friend to help you out with that.
There's a couple.
That's very
in
similar to
particular.
what I did. I mean, I
Yes.
physically left the house, but that's very close.
Yeah, like, oh, we about to have a girls' night. We about to go out. We about to get your things, start getting dressed and all that kind of stuff. Lying. I just called like, girl, get over it. Bat signal. I need you to get over here.
Oh man, that is fantastic.
Rescue me from this dude. This bum.
What did we do before texts?
Oh wow.
We didn't do nothing, but
We
you
didn't
know.
do nothing, but you might.
Well,
have
we
to
were
leave.
we were part of that era before text. I mean, I don't even remember, but dang,
Yeah.
what the hell do we
You
do?
just lie.
You just fake leave.
You just fake leave.
You gotta physically get up and get in the car, do a quick UE, and come right back home.
I'm trying to think. I lived in, cause I used to stay going to Republic Gardens. That used to be like my escape. But I used to have to dip and dodge people there, so I didn't have to see them later. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens too.
Yeah.
So, man, that's funny as hell, man. Thanks for that laugh, yo.
Call your girls over.
Call them over, yo.
Tell them to come rescue
Oh,
you. Because, you know,
man.
no guy wants to be up in the house with a whole bunch of women. And we are, girl, hey, girl. Blah, 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 blah. And it was just a rescue.
You see me even just around you and your daughters.
He be zoned out. He be zoned
You
out.
like,
He be like,
you're right, and I'd be like, huh? What were y'all talking about?
totally
Like,
didn't hear
I didn't hear
single
a
thing
word.
that was said. Just totally zoned the hell out. Oh my goodness.
Man.
I'm like, dang, aren't you sitting right next to me? You supposed to help me out.
I ain't listening to nothing.
Oh Lord, child.
Yo, is that Jamie Foxx that they've been showing on the internet?
I think it really is him.
You think so?
I think okay. So there have been some sightings of the body double, but then they are saying that he has been out and he's waved at people. Like I saw
that.
like a real picture of him and he was waving. So I'm like, okay, so he's okay. All right. And he posted something to his Instagram and somebody said, well, he could have said, thank you. I was praying. I was speaking in tongues for him.
What if this whole thing's a rollout for they clone Tyrone?
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
That's a lot.
Because immediately they're like they clone Jamie.
Yeah, they clone James.
That's out there. Yeah, listen. I hope he's healthy, man. We love Jamie Foxx. You know what I'm saying? So I hope
probably
he's
recuperating
good to go
in recovery, and now he's
from
able
whatever was going on.
to walk around and stuff. That's a blessing, because if it was really a stroke and like they were saying and stuff, thank goodness that he's able to walk around and wave at people, and
Yeah.
you know that's good. But if it's just another rollout, come on, y'all. Or was he really involved in that case? That Proz case.
Ooh.
And he's been in hiding since that Proz case.
Ooh.
That really what it was.
That's kind of crazy if that's the case. Because, we don't want to be associated with Prize right now.
Nobody does.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
What else going on, man?
Well, you know, the Black women delegation has been pretty busy these last couple of weeks. You know, the Kiki stuff, the Kiki and the boyfriend stuff, and giving her advice. And, you know, the elders, you know, like we look at Kiki as like a little sister, you know, type of thing.
No doubt.
And so the Black women immediately, when this whole little thing, the Usher concert,
Yep.
and Usher singing to her. Usher, of which has a whole baby mama that he in a relationship with, that she ain't saying nothing. She don't care. He's just getting these checks. And
Performing.
she's taking care of her kids, their kids, and she don't have no problem with it. But Usher needs to receive some heat too, because all women are the ones that are getting the heat over his performances.
Why he got?
But why is it only the women? He's the one that's walking up
No.
singing.
No. Why does he? What did he do to deserve heat? Is what I'm asking.
I'm saying that he's the catalyst for the situation, because everybody knows if Usher comes up to you and grabs your hand to sing to you, he's gonna serenade and do whatever. And he be having whole moments with celebrities at these concerts.
Yes, when he walked up to Joe Budden and his lady, he was like, he hit up Joe like, no, cool. Joe like, go ahead. He sang to her, all respectful, walk and kept it moving.
Yeah,
I think he's moving accordingly. He's moving correctly.
Did you see when him and Taraji had their whole moment?
No.
Oh, Taraji lost it. It was Taraji's birthday, and she went and saw him and danced.
Dope, man. These are all performers. But go ahead, man. I'll cut you off a little bit.
So the Black women delegation, basically, after Kiki's baby daddy decided to tweet about her being a mom, the Black women delegation came out in droves. It made it on the cover of Essence magazine, Essence Digital, XO Nicole. All the Black platforms were trending on this topic of Kiki and her boyfriend. And the question, well, the hindsight for the elder women were, girl, we just trying to tell you now, get out of it now. This is just the beginning. If this is how he's talking now, y'all ain't even married yet. Imagine how he's going to be later. He's going to be trying to tell you what to dress and what to wear. And when you and I discussed this whole thing, you said to me, I don't believe none of this shit. It's a rollout. And I was like, no,
you was over there Black woman delegating.
I was Black woman delegating because I even commented on the Shade Room. I hope she leaves him now. I even
oh my God, you did that,
yes,
Trina
I
Marie.
Did. Yes, I did. Because I felt
as a representative of the Where's Brunch podcast, you out there telling this woman to leave this man?
Yes, I am. Because I don't think any young woman should have to go through things like that. She just had a baby. She is learning and navigating motherhood right now.
Go through things like what?
Like you go through things with your body. She's feeling confident.
No. You're saying that you don't think any woman should have to go through things like that. Things like what?
A man talking about you on the internet, telling you that you dress wrong and that you a mom and you and he has morals and standards and all of this shit. And I'm like, dude, if you had morals and standards, then you would have married her before she had a baby.
So, oh God. So,
come on, if we gonna do it.
So this guy, we're all just making assumptions from
we
outside. So let's say this guy's been good to her, right? She's with him for a reason. She had a child with the guy, so so he's been good to her. So this one thing he did, she should leave him.
Yes. Yes.
Yo, Black woman delegation is on some bullshit.
I would just say, because you can see the signs. If you dumb enough to
the sign. The sign.
If you dumb enough to go on Twitter or wherever he went and tweet this shit about your baby mama, you couldn't call her, you couldn't talk to her, you had to tweet this shit. And yes, just walk away from this fool. Just walk away. Don't waste your time. Yeah,
that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Again, we don't know what's going on in their relationship. We don't know the interactions, because right after she dropped the merch.
So let me.
I'm a mom.
Let's be clear, right? And that just did not happen overnight, unless she has an amazing team. But let's be clear, right? I looked at the video. I watched the video. Pardon me. And I'm looking at this like this woman is a performer. She's an entertainer.
Yes.
Right. So everything, the interaction with her and Usher, it seemed like it was entertainment.
She's a performer. He's a performer.
They're performers. So she did her thing, whatever. Now, there's that. If she and her husband have a way that they move, right, a way of their way of life, or whatever, their norm, and she stepped out of that, knowing that that's going, you know what I'm saying, that's something that's gonna make him upset or whatever, or he probably wouldn't like this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Then she filed for that. If she did something and it was the norm for her, entertainment wise, and he reacted like that on Twitter, he's filed for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's all these different possible scenarios. We just don't know what it is. My thing, they worked this out. I think she was doing some entertainment shit, and then he came with the tweet. And I think they're all perfectly fine with it. And it works out because now you're coming out with merch.
Yeah,
and you got some kind of project coming out.
She's got new glasses.
Come on, man.
Glasses
man.
and something else called the Big Boss Project or something that she's working on.
These people.
So I was like, damn, well, was it a rollout? Was this to get some people talking so that now we can, oh, she got eyeglasses. Oh, you can get a I'm a Mom shirt, because women instantly the next morning started posting themselves in scantily clad outfits and said, but I'm a mom though.
Boom.
Black woman delegation.
Black woman delegation.
We were in it, in the trenches for her.
In the trenches.
Yes.
I'm sure she wasn't worried about that tweet. You know what I'm saying? She's like, they're having a good time. But then they did say that she
unfollowed that fool.
But her guy?
Mm-hmm. And he took all her pictures off his Instagram. But this could all be for show.
Listen, y'all, it could all be for show.
It could all be for show.
Don't live your relationships on the internet, people.
No.
Straight up. Don't do it, yo. Don't do it.
But it's Hollywood, just like the Kardashians. They do all that stuff for TV.
Man, I gotta take a break.
Okay.
I gotta pee.
Okay.
All right. We back, baby. We back from break. You know what I'm saying? I feel better.
Hey.
That's sangria, man. So look, you had a little situation, not this really situation, but kind of at your workplace.
Yes.
And I want to call Joe, my boy Joe. Y'all heard Joe on here. You know what I'm saying? Old Joe with the
friend of the show.
With the 96.3. You know what I'm saying?
Smooth jazz
voice. Yeah. Joe got a smooth jazz voice.
Yeah.
The R&B satin voice.
Yes.
So we call the homie up and we'll have you tell the story and see if he can you know what I'm saying, add something on real quick. Hold on, hit my man up real quick. It's loud.
Hello?
Yo, you live on the podcast, brother. What's up, Joe?
What it do, podcast people?
Hi, Joe.
Trina, how art thou, ma'am?
You know, I'm not bad. It's good to be here right now.
So Trina had a little situation at her workplace that she's gonna share, and we want to get your take on this whole concept.
So
all right, brother Joe in the building.
All right.
R&B satin voice Joe.
So Wednesday, it was not my regularly scheduled in-office day. I drove in to the office that I'll do on my days in, and we have a parking garage where we all have the park covered. And I pulled in, backed into my space, gathering all my stuff, which means water bottle, bag, notebooks, whatever I'm bringing into the office. And I get out the car and I close the door, and there's a gentleman 2 cars over from me in an SUV. And his music, you can hear a very loud, whatever he's listening to it in his car, and it's really loud. He's only 2 cars away. So, of course, I can hear it because I'm standing right there. And so I lock the doors and I grab my bags, put them on my arm, and then I stop to reach for my badge, so I have everything ready so I can access the building. And as I'm walking past, I can hear what he's listening to. And you can hear he's listening to a talk radio station. And the talk radio person goes, and these blacks, they just want reparations because they're lazy and they don't want to work. And this country shouldn't have to care for these blacks. And I froze. I stopped, right in front of his car. And then I backed up and I looked at him. This is a white gentleman. I've never seen him before.
Y'all locked eyes.
We definitely locked eyes. And he didn't turn it down. He didn't turn the radio down. And so I just stood there for a good 3 seconds, enough for him to know that I heard it and that I'm looking at him. And he proceeded to continue to listen to this thing about reparations in the car before he walked into his government space. Now, I don't know if he was a contractor. He didn't have on a uniform, so I can assume that he wasn't military. So either he's a civilian or a contractor. But it really burned me up. And it was like, wow, this is what's going on behind the scenes. Before you walk into work, this is what you're listening to. This is somebody who's going to discriminate against a person of color.
Trying to get a job.
Trying to move a project forward in the workspace, trying to be on a team with him. This is the rhetoric that he's listening to before he goes into a government space. And I was like, and he's parked in a garage listening to this shit loud enough for other people to hear this shit.
Yeah.
So
and
that was
and it made me think about navigating our everyday spaces and having these people right next to us, among us, next to us, next door to us, living around us, all these different things. And of course, not you've told me stories about like your cousins in North Carolina and stuff like that, and I was wondering if you had something to add on to this whole idea.
I'll say as a social justice warrior in this space, these are the conscious, fully aware biases that people enter into spaces with. The thing about it, though, is what tends to happen is when they're in that space, because it's such white-collar crimes that they do in terms of discrimination and racism and things like that, you never know their baseline until you catch them in the garage, or you walk in the break room, and you realize the uncomfortable conversation between two people are being had about you, or you can look at the overall statistics of an office space and realize that there are considerably, low numbers of African Americans or women in a space, right? And so when you catch them in their comfort zones, it only reinforces what every statistic shows about spaces. A lot of times, as a guy who has to fight against that, in the spaces that I work, a lot of times I have to use those statistics as my barometer to say, well, you could tell me, I think, God, I forget the poet's name, the artist's name, but he always said, it's one of the overall gist is, you don't have to tell me that you're racist or that you're discriminatory in your actions. I can see by the way you both act and do every day, right? And so this guy will come into the office, after listening to, such bigoted rhetoric, and then turn around and make decisions, right?
Yep.
Or even if he doesn't, and I don't want to, let me back up and say one thing. I don't want to give him too much credit that he is a decision maker, because maybe he ain't.
True.
The reality is he's still in the space that he can influence based on his skin color, a decision to be made, right? Because we know the squeaky wheel always gets the oil. And so whether, there is there are other forms of power that a person can have.
Yep.
So yeah, he got caught out there, but he also was comfortable being caught out there because the country is in a different place past, thanks to our previous president.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And those individuals are unwilling to put the genies back in the bottle.
You right
They're
about
out.
that.
They were comfortable being out, and they're gonna stay out.
And they're gonna stay
and
out.
ain't nothing anybody can do about it except put ourselves in positions to be able to neutralize that type of mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Florida shit. DeSantis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So it brought up an additional conversation for us about what happened back in 2008 when Obama won the election. I actually worked at this same office space back then when he won, and how there was this hush that had to happen, this quiet celebration of all the black people that we couldn't celebrate and cheer that Obama had won the election, because you could see the general anger and disgust and the vibe of the office back in 2008. They were generally pissed that Obama had won. And I was like, so we're not supposed to be allowed to celebrate our new president,
right, because
it offends people that he's the president now? I was like, because his picture's going to go up on a wall in all these government spaces, but we got to silent fist pump each other because people are angry and upset.
Because he's black.
Because he's black and he became the president of the United States. And they didn't want to acknowledge him.
I'll say in that time frame, you know, I've only worked the polls as a poll worker for, you know,
Pause.
At the time I was living in Prince George's County.
I have a show to run here. You know what I'm saying?
Forgive me. That was egregious.
I'm clipping that.
We're going left. I'm
clipping that. Go ahead though.
No, but so I worked at this point. I worked the polls, during the election, and I had the experience of watching and assisting older people who came to vote for the first time in umpteen years, and all they wanted to do was say, "Where's the black guy?" Right? Like. But I was in the Air Force at the time, right? And I was still active duty. And I remember, you know, at that time, I was proud. So I wore it on my chest, and I was here for all of the action in the office, right? And so I was, you know, I was getting to it in the office with individuals who dared to have that conversation with me.
Joe, was that during that era when we was really online going crazy?
Oh, sir, yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, that was a wild time. Okay, go ahead.
So my, you know, our colonel, the 06, who ran the office at the time, there was a staff meeting that next day. And, you know, in the military, you're not allowed to have these political conversations, technically, right? But I was giving out work calls. Nonetheless, he made it necessary to say that he was unhappy with the new commander-in-chief, but he still had to do his job. Now, I will tell you that one of the things that I am really, really proud of is the fact that he and another gentleman that I worked with were very, very, very conservative, to say the least. And we have these closed-door conversations in my colonel's office, the three of us, or in someone's car, literally, hours. And later on, we've all become really, really close as human beings because we were able to set a stage where we could talk about how we felt about either side of the aisle or either side of the issue, with a no judgment zone, right? So I was able to be as authentic to my experiences and allow them the space to be equal in that. I will say it was still disturbing to hear what the people who are responsible for things, how they really feel, and how they seem to believe that they are capable of not letting that bias control their decisions when it comes to people. And that's what's the most dangerous, because they'll never believe that what they're doing or the unconscious or the conscious bias that they have seeps into the unconscious when it's time to make decisions.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. Well put. Well stated.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. They are among us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They are
Yeah.
among us.
Yeah.
I mean, Trina could have gone to her office and she could have taken his license plate down and
Now,
and
if I
said,
worked
hey.
in security still, I could have found out who he was.
Right.
But I don't. I
But
could
he also
have.
didn't do anything wrong.
Right, because
Like,
he's
I
in
mean,
his
that's-
garage. He's in the garage in his car, listening to music, listening
And
to talk.
he's listening to talk radio.
Yes.
I used to drive to work every morning listening to Joe Madison, which
That
is
could-
the counter opposite of that.
Right, but if if you hear someone listening to someone saying that black people are lazy and they just want reparations because they're lazy, then that can be considered hate speech. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah, but it's his freedom. He has the right to listen to that.
Saying he might have to answer to
He
it.
does.
Yeah, but he.
And,
But
and
you could,
hate
go ahead, Joe.
and hate speech, we got to remember, there are legal definitions to things, right?
Right,
And
right.
so while we may feel like that is hate speech, it's technically not hate speech. Hate speech, there's no action involved in it,
Yeah, it's
and
not
he's not
inciting.
saying to go out and do anything,
Right, he's not
right?
inciting
He
anything.
is he spewing the information, Paul? Is he the information that fuels a person to go do that? Absolutely. But that's what makes what they do so egregious, is because they dance between the raindrops by saying things that incite individuals who are weaker minded
No doubt.
to act.
No doubt. Yo, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for adding on, yo. You know what I'm saying? We serious this out a little bit, but you know,
just a little bit of serious.
we had a lot to talk about. We've been out for a while now.
Yeah.
Yo, appreciate you, Joe.
Oh, nice. Get into it. Yeah, man, I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, yo. You know what I'm saying? Good stuff, man. You know, Joe, we're about to go buy another house or something. You know what I'm saying? Rent it out.
Yeah, right.
All that good stuff, yo. Be safe out here, brother. Tell Tiffany
sure,
we
man.
said hey.
See you tomorrow.
Will do.
All right, bro.
All right.
Peace. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
That was good. And I knew Joe would have to add. He had something to add on to that. That's good stuff.
definitely. It's just, it's very uncomfortable when you think about it, big picture. When you think about hiring panels, when you think about interviews, when you think about job opportunities, when you think about how hard it is for some people to get into the government who have been trying. Just the slightest things. I think about all of that.
Yeah.
I know that, there aren't a lot of people who look like me in the spaces that I'm in. So
Yeah.
I'm constantly thinking about that. And if I ever saw that guy again, I would definitely look at his badge and see what color it was.
Yeah, you can tell if it's a contractor or government.
Yeah,
or
I would
civilian.
definitely. But these are the things that help to push me closer to retirement.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, you doing that.
So my question, I had a question for you.
Oh, let's go.
I had a question for you. In these times, in these spaces, in all of these things that are going on and looking forward to the future, do you feel like Black people have a better chance by going back to Africa?
All right, so a better chance is it's tough for me to answer that.
Or a good chance, or a
Right.
positive chance, or
I'll answer it. So it's hard for me to say because I've never been, right? So I don't really know. I'll just tell you personally, right? And I just said this to someone recently. Because they always say go back to Africa. If you don't like it here, go back to Africa, right? And my answer to that is if my government, who brought my people over here in the first place, pay for me to go back to Africa, and establish me in Africa financially, so I can maintain my lifestyle type of thing.
Yeah.
I will gladly go.
Yeah.
You can have it.
Yeah.
I'll go, and that's it. And we'll be broadcasting Where's Brunch from fucking Ghana or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to an extent, I do believe that we as a people could really prosper and may even be better off over there. And so we talked about this before. I have a huge gravitational pull back to there. I always say back. I've never been.
Right.
I just did it just now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a pull. So I feel like it's something that I have to do, and it almost feels like it's a place that I belong. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit over here, and listen, I get it. You know, this capitalist society and this whole quote unquote freedom type of shit going on over here. I understand we have a lot of liberties and a lot of things that we can do here that you can't do in a lot of these other countries.
But we've also been conditioned to think that this is the pinnacle of life.
And
here.
we've broken that. Like, yes, the conditioning was there, but we offer that. Like, we are no longer conditioned. You and I speaking, I'm talking about us, because we have these conversations.
Yes.
And then we share a lot of these sentiments. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, if we had the opportunity to go and live and make a way for ourselves, I think we would both jump at it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
So
I hold no, I won't say the A word. But I would just say that I feel like with the safety and security that isn't provided in this country for people of color, I would love to go someplace where I didn't feel like I'm on edge about, getting shot or, being discriminated against. It would be great to be in a place where we are the majority. And yes, there are different customs and different things that I would have to acclimate myself to in Africa, but understanding that what we're experiencing here isn't healthy for the mind.
Nope.
It's not healthy.
That's reality. That's a reality right there.
It's not healthy.
You know what I mean? So that's a great question. I appreciate you asking me that. I got feelings about that.
Hey, don't be surprised once I drop my retirement paperwork and everything.
Living overseas is part of our plan.
Yes.
So that's a given. Living overseas is a part of our plan. We're still developing that plan and putting things together. We're still, you know what I'm saying? Like, as we said, the family bundle last episode, we're still, you know what I'm saying, getting all these puzzle pieces together. But that at the end of the day, when that puzzle is completely together, then that's going to be a picture of us the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yo, man. It's a good pod. We got a lot to talk about.
It's a great pod.
We got a lot to talk about. I'm ready to call somebody else, but listen, we gotta
We
get
need
out
to call
of here.
2 and 4.
yeah. You know I gotta talk to James. We gonna call James. Maybe we'll call him next episode. Yeah, because I wanted to hear about this marital bliss that I know he's living in.
Marital bliss.
I know he's living in it. I can identify it. So,
I love it.
But yeah, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Thanks for the sangria. You know what I'm saying, and the smiles and the beauty.
You looking cute over there.
Thank you, baby. Thank you.
You looking hot.
Hey. You know, a little sign.
We got boxing tonight.
We got boxing. I was just about to say we got boxing tonight.
We got boxing tonight. We got boxing tonight. We got boxing tonight. We got boxing tonight. So does that mean we're having popcorn?
We're gonna have popcorn.
And what are we gonna eat for
We
dinner?
need to talk about the popcorn.
We need to talk about. Oh,
we
gotta
do a segment on the popcorn.
Yeah, we gotta shoot.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all.
Thank you,
Brunch
guys.
Crew. Thank you.
We appreciate you reposting episodes that you listen to and favorite parts that crack you up. Shout out to
Alicia.
Yeah, shout out to
homie.
Alicia. We have to give you a special shout out today.
Yes.
Thank
Shout out
you
to her. She's
so
dope.
much for your
She shares it all the
support.
time.
We're gonna keep in contact and get you guys a brunch meetup date soon.
I know we're working on it.
We're working on it. Okay, it's coming. The brunch meetup is coming because someone else commented when's brunch. Okay, forget about where's brunch. When's brunch? When we all having brunch together?
We don't move like other folks move. Like, we do this, but we are not. It doesn't. It's not in control of our entire life. We live life, yo.
Yeah.
We live life. We enjoy our time together. We try to do this consistently every week, and we only took time off because of family. But a lot of people won't even take time off for family.
Yeah.
Well, we did, and we'll do that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel any way about that. You know what I'm saying? Because those are things that we value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? So yes, we're working on things, and there will be some fun things happening in the future.
Yes.
And when it's time to let you know, we'll let you know.
Yes, more to come, more cool stuff to come. It's coming.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. It's your boy Brocky here.
Trina Marie here.
And we are out.
Peace.